Hello, and welcome back to the channel once again. I said I was going to make a video, before now, but it's Sunday. It's about an hour and a half before House of the Dragon airs. So I gotta bang this thing out real quick so I can get it up Monday morning, which is hopefully when you're watching this. September has come and gone. We are now into spooky season in October, reading some scary books. You know the vibes. I wanted to have my lights orange, but one, they're not as bright as these nice blue ones, and two, it doesn't even look orange, it looks red, so this is what we're going with. September was a pretty good month. I read 7 books, technically. That's what we're gonna go with. I technically read 7 books, at least for the sake of this video. They would have all been great had I not read 2 of them, because 2 of them I did not like very much. So anyway, let's get right on with it. One book I read that was not scheduled, but he got his wrap-up up before I did. I actually just watched it, and that's what made me think, oh, I should record mine. Jimmy said he was going to read The Lies of Lamora. Well, he didn't say he was going to read it, he just kind of started. And I was like, I need an audiobook to listen to, so I did. The Lies of Lamora. I think this book my opinion on this book kind of hurts because of how hyped up it was for me. Everybody acts like this book is like the greatest thing since sliced bread, and I thought it was really good, but it was not the greatest thing since sliced bread for sure. However, I did really enjoy it, and I will continue with the other ones. And this will probably be a book I recommend to a lot of people that are just starting to get into reading or get into fantasy. I think it's really good for that. It is a perfect introduction to the genre. So, The Lies of Lamora, I gave it 4 stars. Really good book. I also read Swan Song by Robert Mccammon. I've talked about this on the channel before. Another really good book. It's a big one, so it better be. I like this book a lot. However, my opinion on this book has slightly gone down since I finished it. I originally gave it a 9 out of 10. I think I'm going to change that to an 8 out of 10. But it's still a really good book. And I still like it more than The Stand, so I need to change my score on The Stand also to an 8 out of 10. I guess Swan Song could be an 8.1 then. So yeah, Swan Song, post-apocalyptic, nuclear fallout type of deal. I loved pretty much every character. There was a lot more fantastical elements in Swan Song that I was not expecting, and they were really a delight, compared to something like The Stand that kind of has that, but not as good. So yeah. Swan Song by Robert Mccammon. I will definitely be checking out more of his works. I think I'm going to do all of the Matthew Corbett books next year. Those really look like something that is right up my alley. Plus, the covers are fucking awesome. So yeah. I also read The Thousandfold Thought. This was the first trilogy I finished this month. This is, of course, book 3 of The Prince of Nothing by R. Scott Bakker. I really like this book. However, I thought it was my least favorite of the 3, and I'm not sure that's a popular opinion. But I feel like it really suffered from the first 200 pages being a lot of exposition when I thought it was just going to be, balls to the wall out there. But that's not really how Bakker does his novels. So yeah. Anyway, book's still really good. I'm gonna continue on with Aspect Emperor, which is the sequel series next year, and I cannot wait to get to that because it is quite possibly some of the most mind-blowing stuff I have ever read. And I've also heard it's really absolutely depraved, and that is my cup of tea. And then 2 books I finished that I don't have physically. The first one was Fairy Tale by Stephen King. Of course, I read this when it came out, and by read, I mean I listened to it. But I read this / listened to it as soon as it came out, and I kind of regret it because when I finished the book, I was like, it's not great, but it was okay. And now I'm leaning more towards it was bad. Yeah, the first 200 pages were like chef's kiss, amazing. And then after that, he decided, I'm gonna set all this stuff up, all these characters you really like, the stuff you like following, and then fuck that, we're not gonna do that shit anymore. And it seemed like it was kind of just a different story at that point. And I guess that maybe suffers from my expectations for the first 200 pages, but yeah, the last 300, 400 pages of that book were not really great. So yeah, just he went in a complete different direction that I don't think anyone really wanted. And then the other book I don't have that I finished was Excalibur, which is book 3 in the Warlord Chronicles, the final book. This is of course by Bernard Cornwell. I have the other two up here, but I just haven't bought Excalibur yet. I gave this an 8 out of 10 as well. I really like this one. I thought it was also my least favorite of the 3, and that's not to say it was bad, because it wasn't. It's just kind of slow to get started at the beginning, and that kind of made me question, is this the right book? And yeah, it is the right book. I think it's kind of needed though, because book 2 is like a banger all the way through. So I think you needed a little bit of slow aftermath of all the events that happened in book 2 before you get into book 3. But it also ended on a banger. So Excalibur by Bernard Cornwell, 8 out of 10. The characters was awesome. Some of the best combat I've ever read in those books. So yeah, banger book. You should read Warlord ASAP. And then the final book I finished. Now you're probably saying final book. Well, you said you had 7. This is only 6. We'll get to that. Rhythm of War. If you watched my weekly update last week, you know how I feel about this book. I think you can see how big this book is. I think probably that much is genuinely bad, and then that much is probably well, about that much is genuinely bad, I didn't like it, and then that much is okay, and then this little bit right here, fire. I think this book was just too long. As you can tell, no book really needs to be 1,300 pages unless it's malazan, and even then you're kind of pushing it. But yeah, there was just a lot of things about Rhythm of War that I wasn't vibing with. Some of the directions for characters, some of the absence of characters for most of the book. There were characters I also just wasn't interested in, or even worse, characters I straight up didn't like. Which really sucks, because I thought I was hoping I was going to love it, but obviously that was not the case. I hope he can get back on track for book 5. He said Stormlight 5 is supposed to be even longer, so I'm expecting like a 500,000 word, 1,400 page book. And I hope it better be balls to the wall for all 1,500 pages, because it is the last one in the arc. So yeah. And then this bad boy, which I've been reading for 3 weeks now. I'm almost done with it. Toll the Hounds. I will hopefully finish this either Monday or Tuesday, and then I can get into my spooky season reads, starting with it, of course. But yes, Toll the Hounds, I've been on this book forever. It is such a big ass book. This is also 1,300 pages. It is so good. But man, it is, whew, the writing is just so good that you can't breeze through it, unless your name is Ben, who read it in 3 days. But you can't really breeze through it, and I think that's okay. I'm content with taking my time in Malazan and kind of savoring it, because this is shaping up to be possibly my all-time favorite series, and I don't really want to rush it. I know it'll be there to go back and reread, but I don't want to rush it. I only have like 150, 200 pages left, so damn it, it's going on the September wrap-up, since I read most of it in September. So yeah, that is pretty much it. If you want to know what I'm reading for October, you can go back and watch my fall TBR video, and I have all of my fall TBR on that, go figure. So yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. It helps boost my video, and the algorithm puts it on the recommended pages and all that extra stuff. I hope you have a nice day. I hope you have a good October reading schedule. Let me know what you're going to read in October down in the comments, what you read in September. Do all of that fun stuff, and I will see you next time, probably next Monday. You know I'm not going to want to record a video, so yeah, peace out.